You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Get you across the Tasman, though. Our Australian correspondent, Adam Peacock, is with us. I feel like every week now I need to ask you about the weather, but I do it with a sense of impending doom.
Sunny today, Piney.
What?
Yeah. The exact opposite, the polar opposite to the standard of golf that I provided. Royal Long Reef this morning. It was garbage. Anyway, it was. Put it this way: Eddie Jones's coaching tenure with the Wallabies that just finished last year was better than my golf today. So.
Well, that is quite the low bar. That is quite the low bar. All right. Well, let's start there actually with the Wallabies. They take on Wales tonight. Joe Schmidt's tenure as Wallabies coach started with victory last weekend. Confidence that he'll make it 2 from 2 in Melbourne tonight against Wales.
Yeah, pretty high. I mean, let's face it, Wales aren't the best that's coming down from the Northern Hemisphere, and end of a long season for them as well. But it was just a solid start. Didn't exactly think, oh wow, this is the rejuvenation of the Wallabies that we've all been craving. It's just a little step in the right direction. But he's had to shuffle around this week to week. Given international rugby being so physical, you expect it week to week when you're playing back-to-back tests. But James Slipper comes back in as captain. He was asked actually midweek about Eddie's famous line on that Stan Sport doco about how that Wallabies not being tough enough. James politely declined to get re-involved in that and let it go. But yeah, I think that's what exactly behind the scenes that they're trying to build. It's just steady base and then operate off the back of that. But depth's an issue for the new guy, and it always will be in Australian rugby. Everyone, back to the Michael Checker days, like he was copping it for not playing the right people. But man, you just don't have a hell of a lot of cattle to choose from. So they should get through tonight, but see how they build for the Rugby Championship.
Indeed, we'll look forward to watching that after the All Blacks England game here on this side of the Tasman, as we'll look forward to the State of Origin decider on Wednesday. What's the mail around? What's the 3 or 4 day out from the game talk centering around?
Yeah, it's gone a bit dormant. Early in the week, it reignited that Gordon Tallis, Queensland legend, came out and said that the Blues got a bit grubby with some of their antics in the second game. I mean, I don't know how grubby you can be when you're 34-0 up. There are other issues for Queensland to worry about, I would have thought, out of the back of that first half down at the MCG. But I get his point. They were a little niggly because they were on top and emotion high and everything like that. And then basically Michael Maguire used the same line as he did to Billy Slater about glass houses, saying that Gordy didn't mind a bit of niggle himself. That dominated the first few days, but since then it's been pretty quiet. I think it's the calm before what will be an almighty still next Wednesday. It would be some game of footy at Suncorp Stadium because Queensland will be better, and whether or not New South Wales will be as good will define what happens with this State of Origin series.
Home advantage is a big advantage, and I think we spoke last week about how long it's been since New South Wales won a deciding Game 3 in Brisbane. So, I don't know, what do you say? Is it a 4.5 point advantage? What does it actually, how does it translate?
I can't put a point differential on it, but what I can do is say that a 100-kilo prop like a Reuben Cotter will probably play like a 120-kilo wrecking ball because of the enthusiasm that'll be surrounded by at Suncorp Stadium. They'll play above themselves, the Queensland pack. They need to, because they were completely, and I'm not just saying they were beaten, they were obliterated in the game in Melbourne, right through the middle. That's where New South Wales just put a gap between themselves and the opposition. So if Queensland can find a way to get parity by any way they want, whether it be their own performances or riding that emotion, they just have to. They simply cannot come up with a performance like they did in that first half in Melbourne, because it doesn't matter how New South Wales play. If Queensland get blown away in the middle of the ruck with the rest of the game, well, they're no hope. So, yeah, that will, like what the forwards for Queensland do, will pretty much determine what happens with the contest.
Compulsory viewing Wednesday night for that one. The Olympics are rushing up fast. The Australian Olympics team has been finalised. 46 medals last time out, including 17 gold in Tokyo. Does it feel like that will be surpassed in Paris?
I don't know about the gold. I was doing some sums, especially with the swimming yesterday, crunching the numbers, because swimming's an easy one to kind of define because nothing's going to jump out from the top 5 in the world generally, and then suspicions arise if they are. So your times from your trials, especially now that Australia has our trials pretty close to, I've got us locked down. Unless there's a catastrophe, we win 5 gold medals in the pool. And the outer limit of the expectation is 15 gold medals in the pool alone. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if everything went right and a few things went wrong with other countries, that is an outside chance. I think, around the 15 gold mark all up for the team. And then I think we can better our medal tally because it's a bigger team, a lot of depth, even in sports like athletics. Rowing will be good at, pick up a few medals. Cycling, they need to lift a bit. But a few here and there sports as well. I think we can crack the half century in terms of overall medal count. What's the go with the Kiwis? Again, I noticed that they've got, don't have the depth, but they've got a good swimmer or two. They've got a good rower or two. It's always the case with you guys.
Indeed, yeah, and we'll chuck Sevens rugby in there. We always seem to medal in both the men's and the women's there. Yeah, I think it was 20 in Tokyo. That seems optimistic this time around, I have to say. But who knows? And what always happens, as you know, and this is the beauty of the games, is that somebody who no one expects will get on that podium. And the other thing I love is that we all become experts in wrestling and trap shooting and that sort of thing. We would become instant armchair experts of these things we never ordinarily watch.
Oh, you wouldn't believe how much I know about BMX freestyle. It's amazing. So, it is great. It's just I love it. I love the World Cup, obviously. Football, rugby union, yes. Even though it's become a bit of a northern hemisphere stalemate with the way that rugby union World Cups are won, but Olympics is just something special because it throws so much at you in a short amount of time. So 16 days of bliss.
Yeah, going to be absolutely awesome. Just before you go, it was really sad to see Alex de Minaur have to withdraw from Wimbledon. A bit of background on this: he was going to be playing Novak anyway, wasn't he? So that would have been tough, but he had to pull out even before the game.
Yeah, so he made the quarterfinal, but in his fourth round match, he was all over his opponent and just about to win Arthur Field, the Frenchman, and it was 3 points from the end. He said he felt a crack in his hip, so he's done it's like a labrum tear, it's like a cartilage in his hip, which hasn't completely gone, but if he kept going, it would have completely gone, and 3-4 weeks becomes 3-4 months. And he wasn't willing to do that, which is fair enough. Unfortunately, it probably cost him a spot at the Olympics, Demon, and even worse because he was a puncher's chance against Novak. He needed to play above himself and needed to take Novak out of his comfort zone. But it would have been a good one to see because he's in career best form. So a big what if for Demon, and hopefully he can get back to full fitness and do something at the US Open.
Let's hope so. Enjoy the sunshine, mate, and let's chat again next Saturday.
Will do. Sounds good. Lock it in.
Cheers, Adam. Adam Peacock, our Australian correspondent, here around about this time every Saturday afternoon here on Weekend Sport. Always good to catch up with what's happening sports-wise across the Tasman Sea.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.